using it, but there is a category for this game. The reason I'm not using it is because oh, there's me. That means it's working. There's no followers, and I'm hoping I can. Oh, that's a terrible layout. Okay, that's better. I don't know. I'm hoping someone might blunder in, not knowing what they're getting into. This is 762 High Caliber. It's a game that I've tried to play through like 10 different times, and I always either crashes so much that I stop trying, or I don't know, I just peter out. This game is a Russian game. The translation is terrible. There is no guide for this game that you can find in English. It's also incredibly difficult. It's kind of a semi-squad combat game with far too many types of gun in it. Where's the right? Yeah, I'll bring up this. I'll talk about this in a minute. You can die in one shot in this game. You can just get hit in the head at any point and die. If your main character dies, you lose the game. You load game a lot in this. When you don't die, it'll crash all the time just to piss you off. It'll crash when it tries to play a new voice line that you haven't heard that session. It'll crash when you enter an area. It'll delete your save file when it crashes when you enter an area. It'll crash when you finish a fight, so you'll have to do the fight again. It'll crash when you open a shop. That's the most common one by far, because the shops have too many guns in them. And if you look at the pictures for too many of the too many guns in one sitting, that'll crash the game very reliably every time. I'm hoping to get a dude I met on the internet in to help me with some co-commentary on this. In fact, if anyone's watching, feel free to join me. I'll send you a Discord link. But this is the difficulty screen. You get different settings. Easy turns on all the assists, and then they slowly turn off. Hard has none. I'm not playing with no assists because some of these are worse than others. So no misfires. That means weapons can jam in this game unless you turn this on. Full body armor means if you get hit in a place you don't physically have armor on, it'll still reduce the damage. Without that on, your characters will normally have an armored vest, and that's it. Critical hits are just hits that do more damage than usual. Improved medkit we do have to turn on because it's really annoying. I think that's not even on normal, but I cannot deal with my units getting critical wounds and me not being able to heal them. Even with improved medkit, we won't be able to heal them during a fight. We'll have to wait till the fight is over. You'll see what this means. Low adrenaline means I won't need to stop and sleep all the time. This is a sanity thing, turning this on. It makes the game a lot more pleasant to play. Otherwise, you have to spend a lot more time sitting around. Low energy means you can sprint for longer and stuff. That's fine. Does eagerness mean no sleep? I don't know. No, low adrenaline's way worse. So there's a system in this game where when your units are being shot at, they'll start to panic. And it happens when they're getting shot at by a lot of enemies, or when they just see a lot of enemies coming at them. The problem is you're so consistently outnumbered and outgunned that without low adrenaline, your characters just stand around not doing anything until you get killed. I'm sure some people in the past have played with this option on. I don't know how many people have ever played this game, probably about 5. I'm not going to be playing with that on. Easy money means everything's worth a ton of money and you don't ever have to worry about running out of money, so we're not going to turn that on. Money management will be a big part of the game. Quick repairs, I don't know. We're not turning it on. It doesn't seem necessary. We're not turning on dumb enemies. That'd be just a bit like cheating. Show hit probability and last enemy. Quality of life things. Showing hit probability, I can't see what my soldier can see. So I feel like I need the extra information to know if they've got a decent shot or not. Actually, you can go into first-person mode, but I still can't tell if they've decided they're hung up on something or something weird. And last enemy. If there's some dude hiding in a bush when I've killed all his friends, it will show me where he is. It feels like I should go through all that before I start, because it really does change how the game's played, especially this one. And the money one is huge. It's not like you get like 10 times as much money with it turned on. The thing about this game, yeah, it's really weird, and I'm sure there's like playthroughs you can watch, but there's no like text guides or anything. There's nothing spoiler free you can get. And I have been trying over the years to slowly bumble my way through further and further. Not sure how long this particular playthrough is going to go, but this is going to be me practicing for the real playthrough I'll hopefully do in the future. I got a dude out on the internet who sounded like he were into doing some co-commentary. I barely know the guy, and I kind of asked him as a joke. But if he's down for it, so am I, and we'll definitely be doing that at some point in the future. That's fine. So, first thing you gotta do is pick a character. There are 3 layers of decision making here. Ivan is the best character. He has the best stats across the board. I think in every single number, he's either best or like top 2. The second tier is the 3 women. They have high intellect. Intellect is the god stat in this game. Intellect. Sorry, I need a drink. Intellect determines how fast they level up all of the skills. If they have poor intellect, their stats will go up very slowly. So just that extra 10 points that all the women have over all the dudes. I didn't realize Kurt has 8 intellect. Maybe he's a good pick. The women tend to have lower strength and better intellect. So I always consider that they're the better choice, but I didn't see Kurt there. He's got bad hearing though. There's a lot of eyesight and hearing are quite important. Eyesight especially, because you won't just be able to see enemies. You'll need to make like hidden dice rolls to spot them. And getting the first spot is really helpful in a game where you can kill a man in a single shot. Even if the first shot doesn't kill them, they'll probably be stunned for long enough that they won't be able to move out of the way of the second one. A lot of these don't do a lot. I'm not going to go through them all, but intellect is really the big one. I am going to go for Lambert, because Lambert is the person who I got furthest with, and I feel an attachment to Lambert. They've got a weird, unusual name, and I approve of that. I called them Slambert and got like maybe halfway through the game. I don't know. Hard to tell. Hard to tell when you're making progress in this game. So the skills I will go into because they're more important. These are very minor buffs to different actions, except for intellect, which is a buff to all of this. Snapshot is just hip fire. Sniping is just firing with zoomed optics. Shooting is everything in between. The shooting's probably your most important stat off the bat. Heavy weapons is specifically certain types of heavier weapon. It's a bit weird. I don't know. Maybe. Throwing's for the grenades. Melee is for you don't put points in it because melee is death. There is melee combat in this game. It's a big mess, and if you ever get involved in it, it's a coin toss whether you win or lose. And if you lose, you'll die. Camouflage, I can never tell how much putting points in this is helping. I feel like putting some points in it is probably good. Again, you don't want the enemy to get the first spot on you when they can drop you in one bullet. I've never encountered mines. Oh no, I have once, and I had quite a few points in Sapper. Still blew up. Doctoring's pretty useful, but mainly we want shooting. I'm feeling like we should put some points in other things, but really you could just go all shooting. Throwing's pretty handy. And we'll put 5 in camouflage, 5 in doctor. That'll do. These will increase the more you do stuff. Some of these will increase the more you do stuff. Intellect is one of the ones that won, and it's, like I said, the most important stat, which is why you want a lot of it off the base character creation. I think we're ready to start the game. Hopefully it won't crash. Now, this isn't actually the base game of 762. This is a mod that you also can't find any information on in English. The mod adds a ton of guns to the game, and I think it messes with some quest stuff. It adds a lot of weird quests in that crash when I try and do them. It's slightly more unstable. Well, when you first get the game, it's like £4 on Steam, which is an investment you might well want to make. You'll spend more than £4 worth of time trying to work out how to play it. When you first get it, it won't work. You'll want to go into Steam and update it to the fan patch, which it won't do on its own. The fan patch works a bit, but then if you put the mod on, the Blue Sun mod is what we're playing, then it will work a bit less. But you'll get more stuff to play with, and most of the point of the game seems to be the amount of stuff. Plus, it adds a lot of early game stuff, and I've played the early game a lot because I get halfway through and stop playing a lot. We're in Algeria. It's a weird fictional Algeria where everything's terrible. I've actually been to... No, I haven't. No, what am I thinking of? Maybe I have. I remember going somewhere where it was terrible and it rained a lot for a day trip when I was already on holiday. We are looking for this man. We're working for this man. We're not going to read all the text out. We'll read the good text, which is the text that has not been translated right. We're looking for this guy because he's got our bags. And that's all. In Blue Sun mod, and not in the base game, we have to do some stuff to do character creation. We have a little bit more character creation. Don't worry about all this. It barely does anything. First thing we do is pick a class. The classes determine what skills you can level up. You'll only get a few bonus points in all of these. It's nothing major. Let me turn my own volume down a little bit, because I can hear my own voice. God, you could go mad, couldn't you? Especially with all the corona stuff. I've been stuck inside a very long time. I mean, it stopped for like a week, and it seems like, you know, the world's gone mad. Right. I'm sorry, we're returning to normality. Everything's fine. Do not go outside. The main thing these do, they change what stuff you can level up when your Blue Sun mod level increases, but they also change what gun you'll get when we find our bags from Paquito. Sniper's always a solid one, but we didn't put any points in that. We can, I don't know. Trooper is more geared towards using like light machine guns. I'm thinking not Skirmisher. Skirmisher gets a rubbish gun. Could try Scout. I can't remember what they get. Do you want to be a Scout? I know on my little bit I recorded in case the stream with internet friend doesn't go well. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, I recorded a little bit of footage that we can fall back on if we catch stream. He's in Australia and I'm in England, so it's the worst possible conditions. But in that I picked Sapper, so I think I'll be Scout this time. Don't know what gun you get as a Scout. And you do get to level up eyesight, which is always nice. Do we not get some points? Okay, it gives us points now. That's weird. So we want eyesight, I think. And stealth? Stealth is a stat you do, a skill you do have, but you can't put points in it on character creation, and I don't know how it's different to camouflage. If you actually know anything about this game, by the way, you're, for one thing, you're a statistical anomaly. There's like 5 of you on the planet. Also, please give me pointers. Even if you think you've intuited something from the way this game is, hit me up. Now, hang on. Okay, yeah, it's arrow keys. Let me move my keyboard a little bit. I'm sat in a kind of an odd way. In the base game, you'll encounter an ambush here, and you'll immediately be in a fight. In the Blue Sun mod, there is no fight, but you start with absolutely nothing. We do have a car over here though, and that will have stuff in it if we unpause the game. Okay. I wasn't sure if it were random what weapon you started with, but we've got the same one twice in a row. So this will be the stuff we have for the very beginning of the game. And we got the same grenades and stuff. So that might always be the case. What can we eat? Keep a medkit, that's pretty important. I'd like to take both, but I'm only taking the smoke grenade to sell, but they're quite good. I never know when to throw a smoke grenade. It just never seems like a good time. And we can't carry much of it. No, we can't. Okay. So, in this game, it's, like I said, kind of a simmy thing about guns. The developers of this game were way too into guns, and they put too many of them in the game. There's lots of, like, strategy that goes into what... Well, a lot of the time you're scavenging. You don't really get to pick what you're equipped with. You have to... You can buy stuff, but it's way too expensive. You're kind of a lot of the time trying to find something. We have a Beretta pocket pistol in 32 ACP. This is the kind of thing an Italian officer in World War II might have worn in his vest pocket. Probably wouldn't have tried to kill anyone with it, and if he would have, that would probably have been a bad idea. And we've got a replica of a single action armor. It's not good. It's heavy. It's inaccurate. And the caliber's not great. So we're not doing well so far. I think the first place we want to be heading is Puerto Viejo. There's, as you can see, there's 5 spots you could go to. It doesn't tell you which one's a good idea. It doesn't tell you which ones have nothing you can do in them. You have to work that out by playing the game a lot. If we start moving, we'll be going far too slow. We want to accelerate time as much as it'll go. And I don't know if we actually need to go here first. But it did say we want to go talk to our boss and then go get our bag from last guy who was supposed to show up at the bus and didn't. Interesting. The reason the boss pack's in the middle of the road is because there's meant to be an ambush and someone's meant to have physically stopped you. But it is interesting nonetheless that in the Blue Sun mod, that's just where it packs. We're going to talk to Con Artist. We don't really want to walk, let's run. You'll notice there's a lot of types of movement. We'll get into that. All Con Artists are shops. Their name will be Con Artist until you talk to them once, and then it will be their name. And this is what we're dealing with for the least populated shop that we'll run into. You might notice it's still quite populated. And remember what I said earlier, we don't want to mouse over too many things, because that'll crash the game. But have we got anything that fires this? Yes, we have. That's pretty handy. It's random what'll show up. This isn't all the things that could have shown up. There's others. I'm tempted to go with the mare's leg. But yeah. This is the least populated shop in the game. As you go on, more and more stuff will become available. This is the base level. This is with the mod. It would look a lot less populated without it. There's also another mod. With the version of 762 on Steam, you get a complete fan campaign called Hard Life 762 Hard Life. 762 Hard Life is less stable than High Caliber, and that is saying something. That also has its own mod called Mercpocalypse. Just the base game, I have not been able to get like a couple of missions into. It crashes so reliably. You'll get an area that just starts crashing when you go in it, and if it's an important area, the game's over. I looked online and someone said they had this problem, and someone else just told them, just wait a few days in game, and then it'll sort itself out. It never sorted itself out. I'm really thinking of that mare's leg. I probably don't have a lot of capacity. You'll notice we sold the gun we had. That's because it was rubbish. Could get that yellow boy there. All of these have their own stats and stuff. You'll notice the well, generally the lower, the shorter the barrel, the more reactive it is, and the less accurate and less powerful it is. But then there's, stuff with character caliber, stuff with what year it was made. There's a Kakana though, which is an actual bolt action rifle that wasn't made 150 years ago. That's only 100 years ago. Well, a little more than. So that's probably the best idea. It's very cheap though, and that makes me think it must be particularly rubbish. We're going to keep the pocket pistol because it fits in tiny spots. But yeah, we've got a lot more choices here. We've got a bunch of different types of shotgun. We can have a TOS. We can have a mare's leg in 12 gauge. These are replicas, by the way. These are actual... it's a weird thing. They're like... When they put the... I don't know. Forget. There's also just generic shotguns, but there's different types of, like, this Beretta 470 Silverhawk, which is different from a normal 20 gauge shotgun, which is different from this one in many ways. There's also Scorpion machine pistol would actually be pretty good right now. A lot of these, if you see a gun that you recognize really early on, it's probably in 22 long rifle, and therefore a replica that is almost useless. We could get a micro Uzi if we had a little more money. Then we have the pistols. There's a Taurus Judge there if you want to fire shot shells out of a pistol. They've really got a lot of things. Oh, there's 25 ACP in this game. I thought 22 long rifle were the worst caliber you could have. We pretty happy to have... I mean, the 32's the lowest. The 32's rubbish. I'm not going under that. If I had got like an accurate long rifle in 22, I'd consider it for a while. But if anyone knows about guns, I mean, I'm in England, so I obviously do not. We don't have those. We think they are made up. If you do know about guns, your information might actually be useful in this game, and you should probably drop it in chat. This is the man we're looking for. This is our boss. This is why we went to this place first. Sorry about that. He's telling us our job, which we already knew. He also tells us there's two areas. There's the open zone and the restricted zone. Right now, we're in the open zone. The 5 areas we could see are all the towns in the open zone. There's towns in the restricted zone, but we don't know where they are. Also, we're not allowed to go there yet. We want to find the interior minister and get a pass to go into the restricted zone. Don't worry about conceal your weapon. If you aim your gun near a cop, they'll get mad and shoot you. If you are just holding it, they won't. We got a slightly bigger boom. Okay, yeah, he wants us to go kill a dude. We can say a lot of things to him. We can ask him how he became a bounty hunter. He'll say he's not a bounty hunter. We're a bounty hunter. We can ask him about Bagman, who has disappeared. He's probably passed out in his own vial, so that's a shame. I didn't know he was a translator. That's kind of surprising because he can't fucking talk. Where can I find you? Don't worry about it. Okay. Wish me luck. There's a little bit more we could do here, but we will be coming back, so we're gonna watch this man jog away with his weird little revolver. Oh no, that's a proper pistol with a bunch of garbage on there. You can tell he's a serious boy. And then he disappeared, so you can tell he's even more serious. Next place we want to go is the only orange area, and that is where our translator's hanging out. It doesn't tell you this. You've just got to look in every bar in every town until you find him. Passed out in his own vial. Again. Crawling is the least noticeable movement mode. And this is going to put us into our first fight, which is when we'll start to see the meat of the game. It's not all wandering around and not being told things. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that I'd get picked up on the microphone, even though it was patently too loud. So, this is the bad town. It's full of crime people. You won't want to meet them. There's also a shop, and I don't know who this guy is. You have to talk to someone to find out if they're important. It's just Pancho. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Do you think he's seen Basharov? He has not seen Basharov. You can ask about people you know about. We also have a picture of Basharov, so we can show that to people. And of course, we have to be looking at the man. So if we just walked up and opened the door, we wouldn't know he was there. I think there is a second shop we can access if we. Yeah, these have. I don't think this shop got changed by the mod, so they only have a little bit of stuff. They have a lot of different types of ammo, though. We could do with a pistol holster, a belt with a pistol holster on it. Let's talk to the man. It's the guy we're looking for. So this is when you're talking to him. Not only is he speaking in some weird regional accent, and also his dialogue's translated badly, but it also keeps going into stage direction. It makes it difficult. This is the man we're looking for. He has liquor oozing down his left nostril. That's a shame. He wants us to do something. What does he want us to do? That's a lot of this sort of text. But his baby was kidnapped. We gotta go sort that out. I don't like talking to Paquito, but we do need to do this. It's very important. First thing we're gonna do is put the mare's leg away. Any long rifle, long weapon, basically anything that's not a pistol, or a pistol carbine, you can store on either one of your shoulders or your neck. Anything that could have a sling just has a magical sling that you don't have to worry about. Is that door open? That door is open. So this is the man we're going to have to talk to about Paquito's missing child. So this is happening. Should mention, a lot of the dialogue in this game is horrible. That's probably worth saying. This guy, we're not particularly enjoying talking to, so we're gonna try and expedite this conversation. Yeah, that's not gone well. He's threatening to call his brothers. That's a shame. And this will put us in our first combat. Now, here is Drunk Guy. Here is Lambert. We talked to him specifically from quite far away because this can go very bad very quickly. If you've walked all the way up to him to talk to him, he'll immediately punch you in the head. And then you'll be locked into melee combat. And getting locked into melee combat is death. It doesn't work right. The two characters just exchange weird punches. at seemingly random intervals. Sometimes one guy will punch 10 times in a row, and the other will just be standing around. Then one person will fall down, the other person will kick them to death. Kicks are very powerful. Punches do nothing, but kicks will destroy a man. I think I've lost every single time, so maybe there is a method to it. Luckily, we didn't get into melee combat. I don't think Drunk Guy has a gun. If he does, he probably should have put it in his hand before getting into this situation. We won't worry about this yet, but we've also got this. This dial of things over here. I'm not sure if my cursor's showing up, actually. That's probably important. Where I'm clicking now. From the top, we have hip fire, which is fast, very inaccurate. We have aimed fire, which is more accurate. It's more accurate, but it's not properly accurate. Like snapshot. It's using the sights, but not taking your time about it. Aimed shot is using the sights, actually trying to make sure your shots are hit. And then we have use scope, which is only for sniping. It's specifically an optic that can zoom. It's sniping. Right now we're gonna try and shoot him as fast as possible, because if he can close this distance and start punching us, we will die immediately. So we're gonna aim at him, and we're gonna press Alt and click him. Now we'll shoot him until he dies. I didn't think that would unpause on its own, but it did. Let's get a better view. That's gone well. They were a pretty good shot. You'll notice we fired a terrible 32 caliber handgun, and we killed him in one hit. But of course, he has called his brothers, as he threatened to, and we maybe aggressed from somewhere else. So now maybe we start thinking about how we're gonna... Well, first we have to... There's a cooling down period on shooting. If we were to fire again, that would be very fast. Stopping firing takes a minute. Actually, it takes less time than it said it would, because she was going to fire another shot at his cop. He's died, that's fine. We're going to switch into walk mode. We're not just worried about... Well, there's a couple of things we're worried about. We're worried about stamina usage. If we were sprinting everywhere, we'd run out of stamina. If we ran out of stamina, well, firstly, if someone punched us, we'd immediately fall over and be kicked to death. Also, this is going to take a while to go back up. Depending on how much weight you're carrying, jogging or even walking might be taking up your stamina. But it's not for us right now. We're going to go into walk anyway because we're worried about making noise. Because we're expecting there's going to be another guy somewhere around here. And since he's going to be so close... Actually, let's head through the kitchen. Hadn't heard him yet. You normally heard him at this point. And you notice it's pausing every time we finish an action. That's because we're in combat now. So, I'm definitely not crazy. There are definitely more people after us. We're going to ready our weapon, and we're going to strafe out around this door. And just make sure the bar's clear. That's not the case. There's Wino's brother. He seems to be armed with an Uzi, which you don't want to see this early. Okay, we're going to try and hit him before he can do anything about it. If we miss, we're going to run away. Okay, he seems to have gone. So that's not what we wanted to see either. Yeah, he's somewhere over there. I don't know if he's trying to shoot back at us. In this situation, he could put out a lot of bullets in a very short amount of time. He could shoot through this door. Some objects can be shot through. The bullets will lose power and sometimes change direction, but if he shoots 30 rounds of 9mm through that door at this range, that's probably going to kill us. We've got a couple of options here. We could peek out a little bit further, risk it. It's quite possible he's not aiming at where we're going to be. And we've got better stats than this guy, so we're probably a little bit faster than him. We could just hold this angle, or we could think about sneaking out the back door. Problem is, there's two more guys on the way from somewhere over here. So we do want to wrap this up quickly. And we don't want to get caught. I've lost the building I was in. Click on your character, you'll go back to them. That's pretty handy. You can have up to 6 characters. We have 1 right now. And if at any time your player character dies, you lose the game. I'm worried that even if we get the first shot, we might miss. I'm going to step out a tiny bit further. Okay, didn't expect 2 of them to be here so fast. That guy looks like he's already starting to aim. We're going to fire once. If we fire from the hip, we'll probably... The thing about it is, every character's right-handed, and they'll shoot from far to the right of their own body when they hit fire. So that's going to hit the door frame, the desk, the door. It's probably not going to get to the man. We take 1 cheeky shot and run away, I think. Okay, that's fine. We'll shoot at him instead. He's not doing a lot. We hit the other guy. Oh, the barman's ran into us and caused us to turn around. That means we move. It's time to move. We do have the bar all to ourselves now, so we could strafe back around that corner. Please leave me alone, barman. Okay, she moved out of the way on her own. That guy's coming through the door now. We have hit him, and being shot is quite debilitating in this game. He's also right-handed, so if he gets really close, he'll be firing into the wall. Okay, that man is aiming at us already. That means we run away. Yeah, he's definitely got a micro Uzi there, hasn't he? You hate to see it, folks. Now I'm starting to get worried. Because this guy keeps pushing us out of the way. If we come out here to kill this guy, and he runs around behind us, we're going to be in a bit of a spot. We could hold this doorway, but we're still in danger of getting pushed out of the way by the barman. It might be time to sneak out the back. Let's do it. Hey, he fired. He was still aiming at the doorway. Probably in case we hopped back out. At least, I think that was... We heard him because he fired. Okay, we are now outside. I think I'm stuck in a wall, though, so that's a shame. This isn't the most stable game in the world. It's okay, we're out. That could have been a problem. We're going to hold that angle the same way he did to us. And that's going to demonstrate another thing you can do in this game. You can aim at a specific spot, and then as soon as the enemy pop around the corner, you can fire at him. So we're going to hope that he shows his head in a minute. And there he is. Unfortunately, he came a bit sooner than we were hoping for. So we're going to switch to a little bit of aiming and see what we can do. We have fired. He is aiming at us. We're using a worse gun than him. How does that look? It looks like a miss. I think we try and run away. This has gone poorly. I think it might be time to get out of the better gun. We hit. We hit. We don't need to run. Problem is, it looks like I'm holding the camera in deliberately ridiculous places. Hello, Shadow Fox! I'm sorry, dude, if I was just wittering over you. Wittering in spite of you. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you're still here. If you are, drop me another message so I'm not still talking to myself. Ah, jeez. I always forget to look at the chat for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and then someone shows up and talks to me. From this position, he's flinching because he's just been shot. I think that we already hit him once. It says he's mortally wounded, which isn't good for him. He might even collapse. We don't need to run away from him anymore, is my current diagnosis of this situation. So we're going to shoot again. Also, the reason I'm holding the camera in such a ridiculous spot is because we're right up against the map boundaries, and the camera is a physical object that can't leave the map boundaries. So, kind of hard to find a spot to look from. Ah, we've just killed that guy. Excellent. We know there's another one. Probably still in the bar. He might have come out. We haven't heard him in a while. Unless he could even be somewhere around here. We... Oh, hey, Shadowfox. Have you played this game? Because this is a really weird game. It's an interesting game. I'm not sure if there's many people who've played this, and there's no like guides or anything in English. It's all in Russian. So I'm kind of trying to learn this from the point of view of it's a weird Russian thing with no guides that no one. I mean, there's probably like a playthrough on YouTube, but I kind of want spoiler-free stuff. After you put in enough time trying to figure something out, you don't want the whole thing spoiled. You want like small hints. Anyway, there's someone else lurking in one of these, somewhere in this area. Probably. He could have like started crouch walking and snuck away. He probably hasn't. They tend to be quite aggressive. So I'm thinking he's in this corridor or something. We can flank around the outside, or we can go back up the corridor. He might well be just stood. Sorry, my voice cut out a second. He might well be just stood aiming at this corridor or something. First thing we need to do is pull out our rifle. I got a very silly cowboy rifle because that was an option. Let me just turn the roof off. Oh shit, I forgot how to turn the roof off. 1 second. It don't matter. No, it does matter a little bit. We'll be fine. We'll run around outside. The roof is always a problem. There's a button to get rid of it because it doesn't reliably turn itself off when it's supposed to. Can't remember what the button is. I think it's page down, and I think I've tied that to something on OBS. So that's going to be a problem. I don't want to accidentally turn off OBS. Where is that sound? Okay, he is inside. He's barely moved. Right, so he's probably going to be coming back out. It's quite possible there's another guy coming from somewhere down here. There tends to be someone who spawns over there. Normally there's only one of his friends in the bar though, so this is uncharted territory. Now, we want to get an angle on him through the door. It looks like he might be coming out. The question marks move. If we get an angle through the window, we can shoot through, but the first shot will just break the window. No matter what kind of gun you're using. Oh, he got the jump on us a little bit there. He also has a micro Uzi. Where did they get these? Sorry if I think I'm blowing out the microphone a little. Let me just turn that down. Is that better? That's probably a little bit better. Normally they have either like garbage tier shotguns or the same kind of pocket pistol I have one of. That's a problem. He's very far away though. We've still got time to kill the... Has he got a lever action rifle? We're gonna have to assume that that's a shotgun because I've never seen one show up with a lever action rifle. And we're gonna have to go for this guy. We're gonna have to make something happen here. I was hoping he was gonna shoot at the car when we'd already moved out of the way. He's moving again. We've got to kill this guy and turn around before we get shot in the back. Okay, what's happened here is he's been so shocked to see us that he's panicked for a few seconds. That's very helpful for us. This is an option you can turn off in the settings because it'll happen to you all the time. And I have turned it off because it happens to you all the time. But some units have such low stats that it'll still happen sometimes. So this is really helpful. This is a best possible situation here. Ooh, we do want to step out one more inch before we shoot, just in case. Don't want to hit that car. That's not what I meant to do. Oh. Right, that should be enough. Okay, we missed a little bit there. We really could have used him dying. I'm going to take another shot, even though it's less likely we hit at this range. We have a very bad gun. Going right through the leg, and he's died in one hit. Now, we know there's someone coming up behind us. We want to get them before they get us. Please don't fire again. Right. So we've lost them. They ran up here. They're probably somewhere around here. It's night, so spotting's somewhat difficult. Spotting's always like a die roll. And at night, the die roll's harder. So even though it looks like if there was a man stood at the bottom of this road, we should probably be able to see him, we might not. You'd think we would from here, though, and after looking for this long. So we're going to reload and just see if the situation develops. The situation has not developed. Right, we're going to assume he's somewhere around here. It's possible he's running this flank, but it's a long flank. It'd take him a minute to get over there. Okay, no, he was down at the bottom of the road. And we're going to use an aimed shot. If that's a rifle and not a shotgun, then that is a problem. He might be outranging us. Yeah, we've got a pretty crappy looking rifle. But we are getting the first shot, so hopefully that's gonna win it for us. He doesn't seem to know we're there. Okay, now he knows we're there. This is an okay spot actually, because if it looks like he's about to fire, we can duck behind that car. Or probably not get hit. Did that get him? That looked like it missed, but it did get him. And he's dropped his gun, so I think we've won. Which is handy. We didn't get one hit killed by the first fight in the game. Which in the test recording I did get one-shotted by the first fight in the game. We're gonna kick him to death because it saves bullets. But this is a move you always have. You can only use it on downed enemies. But now we get to the second phase of the game, which is all the loot in the world. Every enemy will have a bunch of different items on them. They can have this much space of items. They can also have a bunch of different pouches, like this pistol belt, which you have to search individually. I'm gonna have to go for a minute. Sorry about that. I'll be right back. I'm back. Right. Where were I? Looting. Have I just done something? Oh, I just lost focus on the window, that's fine. Looting is... Oh, hang on. should be able to search this. There's part of the mod is you can search stuff without physically picking it up. Don't know why I can't here. Let me just get that back up. Okay, no, that's not working. So that's kind of a pain. Because in big fights, there'll be a lot of things dropped. I didn't mean to do that. What did you have? Okay, it's a 12 gauge, so that wasn't as dangerous as it could have been. And you had a tiny pistol. Right, so this is how much stuff 4 people had on them. There's you'll be fighting more than 4 people quite early on. I think I mentioned earlier you're outnumbered a lot. You can have up to 6 guys. You can be fighting up to like 30, and that's only as far as I've gotten. I've never finished the game. We're definitely taking one of these Uzis. Do they have a folding stock? They do. That's really handy. We can fit that in a pistol slot as well. That's really nice. Really nice find this early on. Probably don't need this anymore. It's kind of garbage. But this game has way too many types of guns in. It very carefully models everything. There's weapon, like there's wear and dirt that governs how often the weapon jams. They also just have I don't know how to read this number. Both values will be different most of the time, but that governs how. I don't know if higher or lower is better as well, but that governs how often your weapon jams. And then that's made worse by wear and dirt. Dirt you can fix easily, where you can't. Um, Weapons also overheat in this if you're firing automatically, and again that's different from weapon to weapon. There's a lot of stuff in this game. I'm thinking we take this shotgun, but we might leave it on the ground for now, because some stuff happens in a minute. We'll make sure the gun's reloaded. We can put that on the floor for a minute. And we need the bottle. Because if we can find where Lambert ended up. Don't know what that was. Okay, did my microphone just make that noise? I don't know why that picked up. And we can sprint now, the fight's over. Actually, she's busy in her inventory. I'd left it paused while I did all the inventory stuff, so... What is the big orb? Huh. Weird. I think those are belts. Yeah, it's very it's too complex. It's weird. A lot of effort's gone into the simulation, and you can see this game it's a weird Russian thing that's built out of jank. It means that everything's very unstable. I haven't crashed yet, which is pretty handy. But the reason we need the bottle is because that is Paquito's baby. And we can give him that and he'll join the team. I'm not even going to try and read this. It looks like a lot of Paquitoisms. And he doesn't have a luggage. He's lost that. But we do get Paquito on our team. And he wants us to go speak to a prostitute he talked to before he met us. And he's got a car. I forgot about that. Now we've got a car, we can dump stuff in the trunk of the car that we want to save for later. We've also got Paquito. Oh, it happened. Right before I clicked him, I thought this might be a problem. One of the ways this game is broken is when it tries to play a line of dialogue from a character that wasn't loaded when you booted up the game. It doesn't crash, but it takes like 5 minutes to load that line of dialogue. So in this situation, it's trying to get Paquito to say, like, Roger that. And it's having a minute trying to find that in the game's code. we'll leave that for a minute and see if it works it out. I was just about to mention that could happen. If we'd had Paquito when I loaded the save, I actually loaded a different save. Okay, he said awaiting your orders. I loaded a different save before this because I thought it might one where Paquito was already around because I thought it might circumvent that crash. Paquito's armed with a Thompson contender. That is a weapon with a bunch of different barrels that you can swap in and out. It's also I'm cutting out. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it's annoying. There's a lot of different ways this game can crash, and you eventually kind of get used to it. I mean, it's a lot. You can never get all the way used to it. It can always surprise you with a new crash you haven't seen before. We're gonna take the other Uzi. I think that's 9mm. We can use that. We're gonna give the shotgun to Paquito. Paquito actually has decent stats, even though he's a weird drunk who can't talk. He comes with a lot of stuff that you can just sell as well. I'm going to put some of the stuff in the cabin of the car. The cabin's different from the trunk because you won't accidentally sell the stuff in the cabin. Yeah, we've got 5.56. This early we're very unlikely to find something that shoots 5.56. That's not a single shot breech loading pistol. But if we do, that 5.56 will be like gold dust. I don't know what a lot of this is. The Thompson contender shoots like surprisingly high calibers for a weapon this early in the game, but it is a single shot breech loading pistol. It's also really accurate for pistol though. I'm tempted to go with it, or try and go with it, but it is. I mean, we've got an Uzi instead that we could just use the Uzi. When am I going to shoot this? What's it got in it? I don't know. We might pick up some of that dynamite. It's really bad, but sometimes you need to throw a grenade, and that's all we've got. What is all this? 38 special. We don't really need that. I'd go with one of these revolvers that we found, but the Uzis are better. And that's probably us. So what you can do, and this is in the mod, there's a put into trunk button, which will just put every piece of equipment that's lying on the ground into the trunk. That's so handy. It saves so much time. And then from there, you'll still spend a lot of time looting because it's got finite space. So the goal of this game is we're trying to assassinate someone. We don't know where they are, and there's no guides for this game that are in English, so it's unlikely that we'll find him. We can go around and ask people about him, but no one will know who he is. We eventually get to the point where we can do missions for a couple of factions who it's kind of hinted at might know something more than they're telling you. But I've never got far enough to actually find him. I'm hoping maybe with the added weight of, performing for the internet, it might push me to try and overcome these hurdles. But it's it's not. I do enjoy this game. There's still a chance. You're saying there's a chance. I enjoy playing this game, and it is very strange. I like that it's unique. There's so little like it. This game's like $4 on Steam, by the way. You'll spend more than $4 worth of time trying to make it work once you've got it. But if you want to try it, it's very approachable. Tell me if you're gonna. There's a thing you can do to get the game actually running, and then you need to get the mod after that. If you want to play the mod, you can try the. I don't. The mod adds a bunch of stuff, but I don't think it adds anything that's required. Also, the mod adds this button that lets you just sell everything in your car trunk in one button, one click. Sounds good. So we're done with there for now. I think there's maybe a little bit more we could do there, but we'll get to it. You come back there a lot. Next thing we have to do is walk all the way back to the beginning of the game. And we'll find the next piece of the... You got really fast when you're in the car. I should have warned of that. If you've still got the time dilation set really high, it'll seem like you're moving absurdly quickly. There's a couple of things we can do here, but the main one is... I don't know if he said it when we met him. This might just be information I've gathered by wandering around in this game for hours and hours. I'm not actually sure how long I've played this game for. I think we're getting close to 100 hours. But that's like 10 hours, then not playing it for a year, then 20 hours, then not playing it for a year and a half. For a few years. But yeah, this is where the prostitute, Paquito, wanted us to talk to us on our quest for our missing luggage. I think it's the middle one. She's mad at Paquito and will require us to pay money for information. There's some pretty awful dialogue here. But she doesn't know where the luggage was either. She just wants us to go talk to someone called Daft Willie in a different town. So we could leave right now and try and do that. But there's a pretty horrible quest. It's not. I wasn't sure if I were even gonna, but here we go. It's Mr. Sister. I don't approve of this game's politics. I mean, Mr. Sister's just living her life, whatever. But it does play it as a joke, and I absolutely don't approve of that. Actually, I should have done some stuff before that. I left the game running. So once you talk to Mr. Sister, this is the second fight in the game. I wouldn't have done this, but I figured it's another fight we can end on. I'm gonna go in a minute. And otherwise we'd just be wandering around. So once you talk to Mr. Sister, this hooligan will spawn. They're friendly and you can talk to them if you want. He'll tell you to get lost. I'm glad you approve of Mr. Sister. If you leave this hooligan, they'll walk all the way up here and they'll shoot Mr. Sister and they'll be dead. It's kind of a weird thing. Your first thought isn't to shoot at the NPC, even though as they walk closer, you can kind of tell that there might be a problem. But we're just gonna try and have Paquito deal with that. I've made a mistake here. Paquito should be on this side of the wall. We're also gonna not do that. Hang on, I clicked to run by mistake. We want Lambert to look down here, just in case. Did you hit? Seems like it'd be hard to miss at that range. Yeah, you got him. And now it switched to Lambert, which is why my view just cut. Didn't kill him, but that's close enough. He's dropped his gun and he's about to collapse. I'm not actually going to finish him off in this instance. I'm going to run away, because now we're in a situation where more hooligans are going to spawn in. They can spawn in from anywhere where a yellow circle is, which you might see the problem there. Lambert needs to look this way, because I think they can sometimes come from down here. And they'll pretty reliably come from over here. Let's see. Paquito is not running. Okay. He was going to shoot again. I'd put him on shoot until the enemy's dead. One of them's come up behind him with another Uzi. That's actually a Tech 9, which is functionally identical. I don't have a long rifle, so it's going to be really hard to hit him. I think we just hide around the wall for now. They'll have to come all the way down here if they want to fight Mr. Sister. Oh, we've seen two. One of them's the collapsed guy. That's fine. We know where he is. He's not going anywhere. I actually might get up and heal himself, but more likely he'll bleed out. Don't worry, Shadow Fox. We're gonna do it. They're not getting near Mr. Sister. Actually, Mr. Sister is running towards them, which is a... This is also new. I've never seen that happen. It's going to be slightly more difficult than usual to protect Mr. Sister. Mr. Sister cannot fight. They don't have a weapon. So we really don't want to let the enemies get near them. I'm thinking switch to the Uzi here. We'll pull the stock out. Pulling... If a weapon would have a folding stock, the game does model that. Functionally, when you pull the stock out, it's a longer weapon, so it's more accurate. It's slower to react, but you're slower to react with it. But it's still only that long, and we can shoot quite a lot of bullets. Oh, we've got to use this slider. Paquito should probably also switch to his Uzi. The Uzi, you think, you know, submachine gun, it's going to be inaccurate. But in this game... Oh, I hope that's not close. Sometimes there's a bug. When you click on the question mark to see where the noise just happened, it'll disappear instead of showing you. Let's hope it's not right behind him. Okay, the guy over there saw... Mr. Sisters ran out, and give me a minute. Where's Mr. Sister? I may have failed in my promise to protect Mr. Sister, because I don't know who he was shooting at, or if he hit or not. I don't want to get in a pitched battle, because we both have very inaccurate weapons, and it'd be a coin toss who wins. Lambert's going to flank around this way. Keto, I guess, is going to have to give this a go. Okay, Lambert's found. That's way too far for the micro Uzi. What have they got? I don't know where they're getting all these automatics. Normally at this point in the game, they have... it's possible we can't see Mr. Sister because no one's looking at them. Only some units you can always see, but Mr. Sister might not be one of those. It is a code red. It's a code amber. I think they're still around here somewhere, but they might have just ran over there and got shot. We're somewhere in a deepening orange kind of alert right now. Normally at this point in the game, the enemies have revolvers, sawed-off shotguns. Nothing you have to really worry about. I don't know. I mean, you do have to worry, but you don't have to worry at a distance. I'm a bit worried about... Again, I don't want Lambert to get into a pitched fight here. I want to try and stack the odds in my favor. So I might have a run back. She's got better stats than that hooligan, so if she hops out around the corner and he's not got his gun up, she'll probably win. We'll get a chance to see if Mr. Sister's somewhere around here. Still gonna move Paquito up just in case. He's seen the hooligan. It sounded like a rifle shot over here, didn't it? I'm not sure. I'm a bit worried. There might be two of them. We've got to do what we've got to do. Mr. Sister could be in danger. That's pretty good. He's running in the open. Doesn't seem to know we're there. The fence will be a problem. We might accidentally hit that. And he's still out of range. I still want to move right up to the fence. Then it'll be an obstruction for him, but not for us. The number under is... You might notice that. That means he can leave if he stays in the circle for that long. We're not leaving, we're protecting Mr. Sister. So, don't worry about that. Okay, the hooligan started to fire at us. That's a problem. If we duck, he might not. I'm not sure he can shoot over that. Okay, no, I can see Paquito's head still. But it's a small target and he's got an inaccurate weapon. This is a problem. I'm not sure... When it says potentially blocked, it means Paquito might point his gun right at that wall and then shoot the wall, which wouldn't be particularly helpful. So we're going to go prone. We're going to try and go prone. This is a problem. Oh, there's Mr. Sister. The situation, we're back to... we're not... We're still a little bit orange, but we're mostly yellow. Okay, Paquita can't crouch because there's not enough space, so we're going to duck back around this corner. I was hoping to go prone, then pop back up and shoot at the man. Lambert's just going to watch this corner for a minute. We could even have her aim at a specific point. And we're going to put her on automatic. When you switch to automatic, you use this slider to choose how many bullets they're going to try and fire. At 3, they'll probably shoot 2 or 4. Well, they'll shoot between 2 and 4. Because they're pressing the button down, they're pulling the trigger for a second, and then however many bullets come out. Sometimes if the unit's panicked, they'll fire a lot more bullets than they should. But we've got that turned off, and Lambert's stats are decent, so it shouldn't happen. If she was crap, then there'd still be a risk of that. Maybe someday I'll try and play with the panic system on, but it's really difficult. Oh, he's moving again. That's good. We need Paquita to stand back up. Lambert's going to keep watching that corner. We're not going to worry about her right now. That's still a bad shot. We're going to try and get him before he runs around the corner. That hasn't happened. I guess we can try and fire again. He's got a good spot there, actually. I think that hoodlum's going to run all the way around the corner. And there could be a lot of them out there somewhere. There's a designated burst option that always fires however many shots that weapon would fire in a burst. But yeah, when we're switching the gun into full auto, we're still firing bursts. It's just we don't have the... There's a lot of simulation-y stuff going on. So like, the gun's not doing it for us. We're having to manually try and lift off the trigger at the right amount of shots. So we're probably not going to get it perfect. It also models how, as the weapon overheats, the rate of fire slows down. Just in case just so you know what stuff we're dealing with. Anyway, I'm gonna have Paquita take another shot here. There's normally 3 hooligans for this mission. There's sometimes up to 5, so I'm a bit worried someone might be running down here to shoot. But we haven't heard anything. I doubt that's gonna hit. Right, but that guy's probably out of range. We're gonna quickly check over here, and then we're gonna... I don't know, should we regroup here? I'm sending someone out on their own when there could be up to 2 enemies we don't know about. Yeah, exactly. There could be 2 enemies we don't know about. And they could be armed with Uzis. Which, if we run around a corner and there's a dude there with an Uzi, that's it. We've lost that character. If it happens to Paquita, the game goes on, but Paquita's dead. I think we would have to load, because I think there's early game quests that you can't do. Yeah, I was thinking regroup. If we can get this guy, then we can send both characters after the other one. And we know he's miles away from Mr. Sister. I think there's early game quests that you need Paquito for, but he can die and the game will continue. If Lambert dies, the game's over. I don't really need him to be pointing his gun. Someone's shouting at us. Yeah, there were another one we didn't know about. Someone down here. It could have been this guy. He could have ran round. But now we've got 2 guys here. I think we're in a better place to push out and see if he's got closer. And that shot we're never going to hit Paquito. We'll turn him around for now, just to make sure no one hops around the corner and surprises us. This guy has gone. He could still be lurking somewhere down here. He probably hasn't gone down here, but I've been surprised before. Where's Mr. Sister? We've lost Mr. Sister. Lambert's found someone though. So this could have been the one that just shot at Paquito. He could have ran down here. Has he got a bloody... He's got another Uzer. Yeah, it's probably the one we saw earlier. We don't know if it was the one who took that shot, but it's probably the one who were here before. Because I don't want to believe that we live in a world where there are 3 men with Uzis hunting us at game level 1. There's an invisible tracker called the game level, which determines what weapons the enemies are armed with. Yeah, the code's getting up there. Let's move Paquito back down here. I think this guy's gonna run away. We really need to be able to push out here, but every time we spot someone, they run off. And Lambert's gonna shoot automatically here, so we're gonna see where that... Okay, she's holding her gun a little bit high. I don't think any of that we're in any danger of hitting the hooligan. But we can shoot again. I'm gonna switch it back to semi at this distance. There's a chance he'll try and run towards us, because he did stop when we fired. If he runs towards us, we'll get a better shot. The accuracy's from when the weapon's fired, not when you start aiming. Ah, he's gonna lie down. We don't want that. That might hit though. That did hit. Okay, that's really helpful. If he lies down there and just starts dueling with us, we have to either lie down and it's a coin toss who wins, or we can back off again. Paquito should probably be running. We are in a bit of a hurry. If we run, we make no more noise, and the enemies will know where we are before they see us. But we do have a missing sister situation going on right now. Normally, Mr. Sister just stands completely still in that area. Lambert's gonna have to go finish this guy, and she's gonna have to run to about here, I think. Oh, there were another one. Okay. It looks like he's armed with an AK. This is actually a replica AK. I refuse to believe that they've got an AK-47 at level 1. So this is a replica AK in 22 long rifle. Problem being, a replica AK in 22 long rifle at this point in the game, that's probably going to beat an Uzi at this distance. So that's a bit of a worry. But probably not going to kill someone in one hit. And he did only fire once, so probably didn't shoot Mr. Sister wherever she is right now. So that's handy. We really don't want him to see us and shoot us though. I'll switch to walk and move a bit towards him. If he don't bring up his gun and he hasn't spotted us, then we can try and light him up. But I'm not getting into a duel at a distance with that guy, with that gun. Not sure what bit to be most worried about. I think we watch Paquito right now. Okay, he hasn't seen us yet. My voice is cutting out a little bit, isn't it? Sorry about that. I don't really know what's causing it. This game does have a memory leak, so that's a replica, guaranteed. If it's an actual AK, that's broken, and I've never seen that before. Even in 22 though, it's a fairly accurate rifle. We don't have any body armor, so we don't want to get hit by that. I'm not sure if Paquito's on a suicide mission here. Maybe we should just take the shot. It's not a great shot, but we've got a pretty good chance to run away if we miss. Last time I tried this mission, a couple of them did spawn with the replica AKs, which is why I'm not as worried as I would be. They're moving. And the other guys popped back out. He's only got an Uzi and he's miles away, so I'm not too worried about that. Paquito's probably going to lose that target before he takes the shot. It's actually not a problem if he misses and hits one of the tourists, but if you want me to not risk hitting them, I will tell Paquito to stop. So, that's up to you. That blood will be on your hands, Shadowfox. What do you reckon? If we miss and hit a policeman, that's a big problem. If we miss and hit a tourist, that's actually not a problem at all. In gameplay terms. In moral terms, you might disagree. If you don't say it, I'm going to take the shot. Okay, we're gonna try it. He lost him. They ran behind a tree. I can't really do much about that. I could run around behind him, but then that guy's behind us. So I think at this point, Paquito just runs around and meets up with Lambert. Now, Lambert's actually not in a bad spot, because if a dude jumps out with an AK-47 at this distance and she's aiming an Uzi at him, even if it's a real AK, that guy's... Oh, that's a problem, though. This dude's got back up. I should have been paying more attention to that. Lambert's gonna duck in here. It said mortally wounded. I assumed that he was bleeding out. That could be bad. It was nearly bad. Where's Paquito? He's ran through the wall. That's a problem. Again, this is one of the most jank games, probably the most jank game I've ever played. He's gonna take a weird route, but we'll let him do that because it might mean he's not stuck in the wall anymore. I think Lambert moves up to here. We could potentially hit the AK guy as he runs around this corner from where we are, but the pillars will be a problem. Okay, I didn't realize we could still see him. This might, in fact, be a big problem. No, okay. Now we can't see him, he can't see us. It's possibly shot in the leg, so he won't be able to move out of that spot. And if he just stays there and keeps aiming, that is kind of a problem. But it's possible he's still bleeding out. We'll give him a minute. And Paquito's free. Look at that. It was fine. You'll notice I didn't worry. I'm a little bit used to this game. Okay, he's moving. Don't know what he's doing. I think we step out. Because if he's trying to stand up and when we jump out, we'll probably get the first shot, right? Okay, he's coming towards us. We can't quite see him yet. Now he's stopped, so he's probably trying to aim at us. Gonna just pop back round. You do run into problems like this with corners sometimes. Okay, has Paquito seen him yet? He has an okay hit chance, and if I start shooting at this guy, he might panic and duck again. And then Lambert's got a fairly easy job. Lambert thinks she can see him now. I'm not sure I believe her, though. Give it a go, then, if you think you can. There's a chance he steps forward, and then I can go. Yeah, there's lag on my voice now. I think it's the memory leak, making the game more and more resource intensive as I play. So sorry about that. Oh, Lambert could get him. Okay, that's good. She's lost him. That's weird. And I don't want to step out because Paquito's going to shoot. That's not necessary now. Probably not necessary. He's dropped his gun again. And at this range, we can finish him off. Oops, my voice cut out again, sorry. Yeah, that guy's dead. So we've got two we know about. Where were Mr. Sis? It's fine. Mr. Sis is fine. I hope we haven't seen her in a while. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure she's Okay, that might be number 5. If that's a 5th guy, that's all the enemies that can be on this mission. I think I might have Paquito pop back round the corner a little bit. There might be two guys coming though. We know there's someone who's ran into this alley at one point. The code has been. We've been in a sustained code red situation for a while. Lambert, I do want to step back a little bit. And then if someone peeks around here, she will die. And we're gonna watch this door. Oh, Paquito moves up. Okay, he's moved into this bush, that's fine. Paquito sees him. I don't see him. Where? Okay, I guess I could see him for such a small amount of time that it's not even gonna tell me where he was. I do still want to do this. I don't reckon he'll hit us as we run past. I'm gonna take this route. Okay, we can see him again. And he's moving, so I'm gonna let him do that, assuming that Lambert will be able to take him out. Okay, don't know what he's got either. It's another Ruser. Also, that civilian's kind of in the way. So I'm worried that Paquito won't be able to get around her. If he runs after Paquito, though, we're in a good spot. Oh, he's shooting the wall. We can probably duck past now. Oh, Lambert saw him. For 1 second, and then he went away. There we go. So we should be able to shoot really quickly. Yeah, look at that. It's going to take 0.1 of a second for Lambert to fire because she was already aiming at that spot. And then the dude just appeared in it. That's a really good trick, but you've got to be aware that the enemy will do that to you as well. And it's going to be... when she burst fires, she holds the gun too high, but that's going to be 3, and she's fired at the floor. We should be able to get another shot off. Or 3 before he does anything, though. And now we've spooked him, he's probably going to try and go prone rather than fire back. And Paquito did get stuck on the civilian. Let's just make... Yeah, he's going prone. One of the bullets got kind of near, and that were the best we did. I'm going to have Paquito run over... No, because there might be a guy here. This is a problem. Apparently we got a good shot on his right arm. Or his left arm. Let's take it out of burst, because she's not doing good on that. If I moved up to here, I could grenade him, but with the threat of AK guy lurking in that alley, don't want to risk it. That would be AK guy. Can Paquito still see that guy? No. Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is really cutting out. I will stop after this fight, but you'll have to put up a little bit of weird audio nonsense. It doesn't seem to be affecting the game, it's just affecting the Lambert, please. He is not moved. Okay, Lambert's lost the target because he's hiding in a bush. We did see he wasn't... No, now he's aimed. That's a Scorpion. Scorpion's not as bad as an Uzi because it's probably in a weaker caliber. And it's a little bit shorter, I think. I'm not sure about that one. We could shoot at the area we know he's in, but it probably wouldn't... It wouldn't be very accurate. It's really weird, actually, because you aim at, like, torso height, so if they're laying down, you'll be aiming above their head, hoping the bullets miss and hit too low. Lambert's going to go back to watching for this guy. For a second. Paquito, when are you going to shoot him? I'm a little bit worried that Paquito wasn't going to shoot him. I'm worried about this. And I'm worried that he can see like the very edge of a foot. I'm gonna move up a little bit, hoping that it moves us out of this guy's line of sight. I was hoping I could get closer to this building, but the plant's in the way. I'm hoping Paquito can just kill this guy, but if he doesn't, we're gonna have potential issues. Does Lambert have a grenade? She does. Grenades are really finicky. And I'm not sure she'd be able to hit him with them. I'm a little bit worried that he can see her foot. But she does... Is he aiming at Lambert or Paquito? That's the easy way to tell, I think. Even though there's a bush in the way. That looks like he's aiming at Paquito. So I think Lambert's fine. This is the problem here if Paquito misses. I should have fired more than one. That's high. I'm gonna duck with Paquito. I need to get rid of that guy. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I don't want to get one-shotted and have to start over. Lambert is gonna move up, and we're gonna try and peek the AK guy. Paquito should be ducking. He is a little bit. I was a bit worried when he didn't straight away. That is incoming fire, but Paquito didn't even... If he'd have thought he were going to get close, he'd have told me about it, and he didn't, so... He wasn't even worried. So I don't feel I need to be. You can see him, though, apparently. Okay, is this guy... The camera's just going weird. He thinks he can hit him. From there? Oh, that's... I'd like to believe, but... We'll fire a few and see. He's moved. He might be aiming for Lambert now. I think Paquito saw him when he moved. But Lambert will be out of the way by the time that guy tries to fire. Okay, we see him. He doesn't have his gun up, so I reckon we've got him. I don't know if she needs to step out a little bit more, though. This is always the problem. She can see him from here, but she might like slouch back over this way and not be able to get the shot. I'm gonna let her step out a tiny bit more. He looks like he's running off now. So let's try and shoot him before he does. That was at least one hit. This guy's been a real problem by just hiding in the bush where I can't see him, but in these fights, the first hit is pretty decisive. That guy's going to be stunned for long enough that Paquito will be able to shoot again. Lambert has been run into by a civilian and it threw off a ram. So we got some good news and some bad news. If she holds a gun up, which she is doing, holding your gun up uses more stamina when you move, but it means you're ready to fire before you physically start aiming. But if this dude just spins around on me, I'll still have my gun up and he won't. So I am confident to chase that, as long as the other guy's only got an Uzi as well. He's not gonna ruin me. That civilian's just pushed Lambert out of the way and walked right by. I've accidentally cancelled Paquito's shot because I tried to click on Lambert rather than the picture to get him moving again. Is that guy passed out? No, but he's not aiming, so... And Paquito's shot the ground. I'm gonna come out of auto, because the rest of the shots in a burst are gonna hit around the first one, and I feel like I need more first shots. Okay, this would be guy number 6. No, I'm confused. There's another AK guy. That can't be this guy. He's not teleported. That's a problem. If that guy stops and aims, we're moving. Paquito's in a really good spot though. I can just sidestep and it's fine. But I will have to watch that guy and believe that Lambert will tell me if she sees the other AK guy. She didn't tell me when she saw him. Yeah, she's seen him, but she didn't tell me. But Paquito fired, so it's fine. That looks like we should have him dead to rights there. You can always miss, but I believe. Oh, just don't thunder it. That guy's just crawling forward. I don't know what he's doing. I could swap to this guy. Put it back on burst and hope that we can at least wing the AK guy. And he's hit him again, so that's good. And that guy's knocked out. Sometimes when they're knocked out, they'll keep hold of their gun, which is kind of a problem. You do feel more comfortable when they've dropped the gun, because they could wake up at any minute. But it means I'm happier to swap target. We do need to get rid of the AK guys. I'm gonna alt fire on this. She hit the car. Okay, I didn't see what Paquito hit. I'm gonna go ahead and assume he missed. I think he's having a little trouble with the cover he's hiding behind. Okay, maybe we overestimated Lambert's accuracy. If we can get one of those AKs, then we're set. I'm really cutting out now. Sorry about that. I could save the game, close it, and load it back up, and it might fix that. But hopefully we're near the end, so I'm hoping I could power through. Is Lambert going to be able to get another shot? I don't think she is. No. Okay, that's fine though. Because she can run to here and throw a grenade over the wall. If that guy's going to run off. He was the guy stopping me throwing grenades. Paquito's managed to wing the dude. We're going to switch back to semi-auto. Lambert's stuck on the fucking civilian again. We'll sprint if we can. And we don't need to be aiming. Oh, Paquito's doing alright over there. Guess he's got a good spot. He's just... I don't know if it would model that, but you start... When you realize how much it does model, you do get like paranoid about stuff like that. Like, is it modeling him and resting his gun against the ground? Almost certainly isn't. Probably faster to put that on a shoulder and pull out the pipe bomb. You're... Okay, this is Paquito. I guess he's fine. You don't need to keep doing what he's doing. He can move to here somewhere. Is that guy passed out? Mortally wounded. Hopefully the pipe bomb will be enough. I'm going to run him up to here. We've seen another guy. Is that someone behind us? I don't know why it did that. We're gonna have a look and see if there's someone coming up behind us. Because I don't know what it meant just then. He might have just lost that guy because of the bush and then picked him up again. Anyway, Lambert's got a grenade. Grenades are really dangerous. Because if you say you're going to arm it, and then you do another action you can't cancel, they'll pull the pin on the grenade and then do whatever. They'll reload the gun, and the grenade will go off in the pocket. The first thing you've got to do is check that you can actually make the arc. So that looks good. I don't think there's any controls in the game for how you actually control the arc. It's shift. Then you arm the grenade, and then you make the throw. And it's a pipe bomb, so it's rubbish, so it probably won't do much, but I want to show it off now. And I already went to all the trouble of pulling it out. Get the... I think the Mare's leg's more accurate than the Uzi, but I actually don't know. It probably does more damage per hit. And he's seen one of the downed hooligans, that's fine. And the grenade went off and did almost nothing. That grenades are really good for scaring enemies, but if it's a crap grenade, it's not good for killing the enemies. I'm gonna have Lambert peek out there. And Paquito's just moving up to finish off these dudes. You do have to finish everyone off. You can't. The combat won't end until all the enemies are dead. He's got one. I guess we move a little bit closer for the other one. He has dropped his replica AK. I'm going to pick that up as well, if I get the chance. Okay, we set the other hooligan. That's a problem. We know there's another one lurking around here somewhere. I reckon Paquito could take this shot and run away. If we finish this guy off, it's just one less guy we have to deal with. So I think it is worth taking the shot. And the guy didn't start to aim, so... We do... I think all the enemies are on this side of the map though now. So that's helpful. Is that guy really not dead? He's got so many bullets in him. I want to swap and take a shot at this guy, but I am a bit worried. That guy still doesn't have a gun in his hand though, so I'm going to risk it. Lambert's going to take another shot at that AK guy if we can. That's a miss, but he's still not aiming at us, so try again. He's still not aiming at us, he's really running up close. And that took him out in one hit. This is, I don't think that hit him in the head. That looked like an arm shot. What do you mean by check ally, Shadow Fox? Am I missing something? I'd look for Mr. Sister, but I can't find him. Yeah, that guy is not long for this world. I think Paquito just hit him again, but I wasn't looking. And I'm almost certain he's in this alley somewhere as the last guy. Oh, that was the last guy. Okay. Somehow that AK guy teleported from here to over here. But now's the moment of truth. Mr. Sister, wherever she may be, is not among the dead. We'd be able to see her corpse. So we did do it. We just don't know where she ended up. If you look at the map, the blue circles on it are all people. Even people you can't see will show up as blue circles, as long as they're not enemies. So we can see there's 3 dots over here, so she's probably run back down here. So it does look like we saved Mr. Sister. We do have some looting to do, but I will do that next time. I'll put all the items on the floor so we can see what we got. But my voice is really cutting out a lot now, so I do have to end. Thanks for stopping by, Shadowfire. Drop a follow if you want. Because I don't keep to a regular schedule. I will upload. And let me just check if that's a replica AK or if I've gone actually mad. Yeah, it's a replica. It's not a real AK. It's still really dangerous at this point, but just because it's an accurate rifle. But it's not a real AK. The Scorpions weren't that deadly. The Tech 9 is functionally the same as an Uzi, and there were 2 of those in play. And they just had some garbage pistols. Yeah, let's just make sure everything. We'll make sure Mr. Sister's alright, and then we'll end it for today. If you've got a time you'd like me to stream at, like if you'd like me to stream at around the same time tomorrow or something, I will. Don't worry about it. You're the only dude who showed up to any of my streams. Um, Alternatively, I do upload everything to my YouTube channel, which is the same name and the same profile picture, so you'll know it's me. We have defeated the bullies. We've saved Mr. Sister, and Mr. Sister gives you a little money in this mod. In the original game, she gave you a Bergman Bayard pistol, like a World War One pistol, one of the oldest auto-loading pistol that like was ever made. I think it wasn't very good, and you'd normally just sell it for like 10 pence. Yeah, if you want me to stream at the same time, like tomorrow or something, I totally will. We'll make sure Paquito's reloaded. I'm gonna come off now. I'll hang out and chat for a minute if you want. You can like hop in the Discord sometime if you want to co-commentate. I have been trying to. I don't know. I was playing this game because I asked some dude on YouTube if he wanted to co-commentate with me, and he said he would, but his microphone was broken. Let me drop a save. I'm a little bit worried it's going to crash because it does seem like it's in that kind of a mood. I've been playing Slay the Spire. I've been doing the daily. My idea was I'd do the daily every day until the quarantine were lifted, and then I'd like make a chat out of all my scores or something to see how I'd improved. Otherwise I'd just play. I like to play a lot of weird indie stuff. I play whatever's lying around. I ain't got any like good strategy games like this. Well, good weird strategy games like this lying around. I've got another one I could play, which is in the same engine by the same people, but it's actually got like a story and set levels that you have to do. And I could always play XCOM Long War. I can always play XCOM Long War. What do you suggest, Shadow Fox? Give me a suggestion. I've got nothing to do until I'm allowed to go outside again. Give me a title. Okay. Never mind. I am gonna come off, so it would. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.